Today, we're unpacking what is easily one of the most misunderstood ideas on the entire internet, manifestation. Look, if you spent, any time online lately, you've definitely heard someone say, just think positive and the universe is going to give you everything you want. But let's be real, if it were actually that easy, we'd all be rich, completely confident, and living our dream lives right now. So today, we're stripping away the magic and all that fluff to focus purely on the hard science. We're diving into the psychology, the neurology, and the actual actionable methods you can use to literally redesign your reality.
Okay, let's dive into this. The internet loves to sell manifestation as this pure, unadulterated magic. This idea of passive wishing, just kind of hoping things will miraculously fall right into your lap. But the reality? It's hardcore neuroscience. When you strip away all that mystical fluff, what you're actually looking at is psychology, behavioral conditioning, and intense attention control. It's really about rewiring your identity from the absolute ground up.
Which brings us to a massive question that trips up so many people. Why do positive affirmations so often fail? Seriously, why do some people stand in front of a mirror repeating affirmations for years and absolutely nothing changes? Well, the uncomfortable truth is that most people are actually unconsciously manifesting failure despite their very best intentions. They're literally fighting against their own biology without even realizing it. To understand why, we've got to look at how the brain actually processes the world around us.
Section 1. The brain's filter. Your mind is not a camera.
The reality is, your mind does not experience the world objectively. Every single second, your brain is bombarded with millions of pieces of data, sounds, faces, colors, physical sensations. But consciously, you only notice a tiny, highly filtered fraction of it. And why is that? Because of your reticular activating system, or your RAS. This is a very real, tangible biological system in your brain that essentially acts as a gatekeeper. It constantly asks one simple question: what is important enough for me to notice right now? And this right here is the biological starting point of all manifestation.
And this brilliantly illustrates how it plays out in daily life. Have you ever decided you wanted to buy a specific car, let's just say a white Tesla, and then suddenly you start seeing them on every single road? Those cars didn't just magically appear out of thin air, right? They were always there. Your brain simply shifted its filter to prioritize them. It decided white Teslas were now important to your reality. Now, think about this carefully. If your brain filters reality based on what it believes is important, what happens when you constantly tell yourself, I'm unlucky, I'm a failure, or nothing ever works out for me? Exactly that. Your brain actively starts searching your environment for evidence to validate that exact negative narrative. It's not the universe hating you. Your attention system has literally been programmed to find failure.
Section 2. Identity drives your actions. The science of who you are.
So, scientific manifestation is deeply rooted in your core identity, because your brain will always try to remain consistent with who you believe you are. Imagine two people. Person A says, I'm trying to quit smoking. Person B says, I am not a smoker anymore. Now that might sound like just a small difference in words, but it is a massive psychological difference. That first person still identifies as a smoker who's struggling against temptation, but the second person, they're changing their behavior right from the identity level, and the brain follows identity shifts way faster than sheer motivation.
This is all backed by a foundational concept in neuroscience called neuroplasticity. Simply put, repeated thoughts strengthen neural pathways. The more you think a thought, the more automatic it becomes. So if you repeatedly visualize and reinforce a new identity, you actually change the physical structure and wiring of your nervous system over time. You are quite literally building a new brain.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the equation. Behavior is essentially a function of your identity plus repetition. If every single day you repeat to yourself that you're broken or anxious, well, your nervous system treats that as your baseline normal. But through the daily repetition of a new identity, you drive automatic behavioral changes. It actually becomes way less about forcing new habits and more about just naturally acting like the person you've wired yourself to be.
Section 3. The power of visualization. Rewiring through mental rehearsal.
A lot of people mock visualization as just daydreaming, but just look at who actually relies on it. We're talking about elite athletes, Olympic performers, military units, and highly successful entrepreneurs. And there's a reason for that. Studies show the brain responds to vividly imagined experiences using the exact same neural circuits as real physical experiences. For example, basketball players have been shown to use visualization to improve their free throw accuracy without even touching a basketball. The brain learns through repetition, whether that repetition happens out on the court or entirely inside your mind.
So the crucial point is this.
You cannot just sit on a couch visualizing millions of dollars while doing absolutely nothing. That is pure fantasy. Real change requires a very specific chain reaction. First, visualization changes your identity through mental rehearsal. Then emotion changes your behavior through nervous system conditioning. And finally, action changes your outcomes by providing real-world evidence. You absolutely need all three of these components working together.
Section 4. Your environment is manifesting you, protecting your mental nutrition.
Here's the thing. Our external environment is actively conditioning our nervous systems every single day. Think about your everyday mental diet. You've got the music you listen to, the people you surround yourself with, the videos you watch, and the conversations you tolerate. If you spend your whole day doom scrolling on social media, just absorbing negativity and outrage, your subconscious is actively learning inadequacy, fear, and hopelessness. Your brain becomes exactly what it repeatedly experiences, which leads to a fascinating and honestly slightly scary reality. Modern algorithms understand manifestation way better than most humans do. These algorithms are literally designed to relentlessly shape your attention. And because we now know that attention shapes identity, these platforms are essentially manifesting your worldview for you. If you aren't guarding your attention, someone else is programming your reality. Section 5. The hidden science of emotions. Feeling is believing. There is a very deep neurological connection between intense emotions and memory retention. Just mechanically stating, "I'm confident," over and over again, it does absolutely nothing. The brain barely even registers it. But an elevated emotion combined with a thought equals stronger neurological pathways. When you pair a thought with elevated emotions, like profound gratitude, intense excitement, or just fierce determination, you force the brain to pay attention. Your nervous system learns through emotional repetition, so you really must emotionally train your body to experience that new reality internally first.
Section 6. The Practical Reprogramming System. 5 steps to rewire your reality.
So how do we actually put all this science together into a concrete, actionable 5-step system that you can use to start rewiring your mind today? Well, here are your 5 steps. Step 1, define a clear identity. So don't just say, "I want money," say, "I am becoming financially disciplined." Step 2, visualize specifically. Spend just 5 minutes every day vividly imagining exactly how this new you walks, speaks, and handles challenges. Step 3, emotionally reinforce it. Actually feel the confidence and gratitude in your body. Step 4, change your environment. Ruthlessly remove the constant negativity around you. You have to protect your attention like it's your most valuable asset. And finally, Step 5.
Step 5 is taking repeated action, because action proves belief to the nervous system. This is the moment where the entire process leaves the realm of imagination and becomes real life. Tiny, consistent actions create physical evidence. That evidence builds undeniable confidence, and that confidence permanently reinforces your brand new identity. Let's move to and see how this builds across the transformation arc. Most people wait for stage 4, life changes, before they allow themselves to change internally. But it actually works in reverse. Stage 1, your mind changes. Stage 2, that causes your attention and your filter to change. Stage 3, your behavior changes automatically. And only then, finally, in stage 4, does your external life actually change. You literally cannot wait for the outside world to hand you proof first. Because here's the ultimate takeaway. Your future isn't created in one giant magical moment. It is built systematically through repeated thoughts, repeated emotions, and repeated actions. Every single day, your brain is being programmed. It is constantly filtering reality and laying down new neural pathways. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this one lingering question. Are you programming your brain consciously or unconsciously? Take control of your inner world. Protect your attention, and start actively redesigning your reality today.
Please like, share, comment, and subscribe this channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update.